Welcome to the New Lenox Chamber of Commerce Candidates Forum. I'm Emily Johnson, CEO of the New Lenox Chamber of Commerce. While the Chamber is a nonpartisan entity, we believe in supporting our community and its residents. The Candidate Forum invites candidates participating in the local contested elections in an effort to help you, the voter, make an informed choice in the April election. In this program, you'll hear from candidates running for the New Lenox School District 122, Lincoln Way High School District 210, the New Lenox Fire Protection District, the New Lenox Community Park District, the New Lenox Library District, and New Lenox Township. For additional information about the candidates, we encourage you to contact them directly. Thank you, and remember to vote on April 4th.
Hello, my name is Teresa Berkey, and I'm running for New Lenox District 122 School Board. I currently live here in town, and I grew up here and spent most of my life here. Went through the district schools 1st through 8th grade, graduated Lincoln Way class of '99. After undergrad in New Jersey and a couple law degrees, I came on back here to New Lenox to make this my forever home. And now I'm running for school board. And why am I running? I'm running because I want to be more involved in my community. I am involved via the Chamber of Commerce. I spend my days running a small real estate and estate planning law practice. Just opened a new location here in New Lenox, right in Adrian Point, and volunteer for the Scouts with my nephews and various other charity organizations. And I decided it was time to become more involved in New Lenox directly. I think it'd be an asset to the board because I'm qualified and I care. The board has a huge responsibility to taxpayers, teachers, administration, and the students, and balancing those responsibilities is really their goal that they need to focus on. We've got great schools here, and I want to be a part of continuing that great reputation and helping to improve it in any way possible. So I understand that we need to continue to give our kids the best education possible in the most fiscally responsible manner that we can. And being a part of the school board, I think, is a great way for me to get involved. I've got a personally vested interest with 2 nephews and a niece currently in the district, and I'm a taxpayer. So I understand from a few different perspectives why it matters, but on top of that too, I recognize that it's an important role in the community, and I would definitely like to give my time to be a part of it. So I'm Teresa Berkey, running for New Lenox School District 122 Board, and I'd appreciate your vote on April 4th. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Phil Adair. I would like to thank the Chamber of Commerce and Channel 6 for allowing us candidates running for the school board, District 122, allowing us to present ourselves to the community. I am an incumbent on District 122 School Board presently, serving my first term. So I decided that I would like to run again because I think that I have contributed immensely to the school district in the operation and the concern for the students. Through my tenure on the school board, we have, along with the superintendent and the administration, we have cut close to $5 million in expenses that covered personnel, all kinds of different items. So I present myself as fiscally conservative, and I think that I will continue that because we are going to be facing some headwinds due to the situation of the state of Illinois and the funding of schools. And so things right now are up in the air, but when things come down, I think there's going to be some consequences to the operation of the school district and the funding that we will receive from the state. So with my experience and being on the board, I think I'll be able to address those issues when we are faced with it. A little bit about myself. I have lived in New Lenox for 45 years with my wife, Bev. We raised 2 sons here, and they went through the grade school and high school school system. We're pretty proud that they attained honor roll status in grade school and high school and went on to college and attained dean's list at their respective colleges, and they're 2 successful individuals, so we're quite proud. But to me, that it just shows our concern, my concern and my wife's concern for education, how important it is in this day and age. when I started getting into the business world, after I got out of service from Vietnam, I had a job with International Harvester, worked my way up through the ranks, became management, and then I went and changed career paths and got into sales for the last 30-some years, and I retired in 2010. Presently, I am working for Trinity Services, and very proud of that because I'm working with the special needs adults. Some of the community events and things that I participate, for the last 38 years, I have been the voice of the New Lenox Mustang football program. So that takes up a lot of time, and I've been involved at St. Jude's in their programs, along with the Knights of Columbus and the American Legion. So that's a little bit about myself, and I would like to have the support of the residents of New Lenox District 122 for the election April 4th. So not much more to say other than I would appreciate your support. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Rhonda Starkloff. I am finishing my first term as a 122 school board member, and I am seeking re-election on April 4th. I have lived in New Lenox for most of my life, and I spent my grade school years in various buildings throughout our district. I graduated from Oakview Junior High in 1990. After junior high, I went on to Lincoln Way Central. I met my now husband during our senior year. After high school, I attended Augustana College and graduated with a bachelor's degree in biology. I continued my education at the University of St. Francis, where I obtained my teaching certificate and eventually a master's degree in education, as well as a teacher leader endorsement. In 2001, I got my first teaching job at Lincoln Way. I got married, and my husband and I bought our first house in New Lenox. 3 houses later, we are definitely here to stay. We love raising our children in this community. They are involved in all kinds of activities and sports, and we continue to meet wonderful people and know that we are establishing lifelong friends. I am now finishing up my first term on the 122 school board. The past 4 years have been insightful and filled with more learning opportunities than I ever imagined. In looking back, I am very proud of all that our district has accomplished during that time. I think our administration, board members, teachers, and staff have worked hard to create a school district that consistently provides the type of education our community expects and the one that our students deserve. I want nothing more than to see this continue. We have maintained consistent operating costs and have been able to reinvest in our schools through our summer improvement projects every year. In just the 4 years I have served, we have seen new flooring at the Nelson campus, new workspaces and offices at Haynes, classroom improvements at Oakview, new flooring and a secure library space at Tyler, and parking lot improvements at Martino. While it is great to see this progress, we cannot stop here. We have old buildings that need to be taken care of, and I would rather be proactive than reactive in the maintenance and even replacement of necessary components of our buildings. By meeting twice a year to update and reevaluate our 5-year forecast, our district is committed to being fiscally responsible and operating within our budgetary means. Speaking of budget, the uncertainty in the state does pose some problems for school districts. While the state works to figure out these issues, school districts are left in limbo. I have seen countless scenarios that offer various speculations about how different bills will affect school funding. But the truth of the matter is that until one of these bills is actually passed, we just have to wait. However, no matter what happens, I am confident our administrative team and board will make every effort to work together to keep the burden off the taxpayers and parents and be sure that the students are not shortchanged in any way. The good thing is that New Lenox continues to grow and bring in new homes and businesses, which adds money to the school's tax base. I would also help to promote and support the PTO and all of its fundraisers, as well as the District 122 Foundation. Both of these help to supply our students with extra materials, technology, and resources to improve their education. In terms of personnel, during my time on the board, we have worked to successfully hire and transition a new superintendent and business manager into our district. Over the next 4 years, we will have to hire another superintendent as well as a new director of facilities and maintenance. I believe my experience with the previous transitions and knowing the value of creating a team of administrators who mesh well together will benefit our district when choosing the individuals to fill these 2 very important positions. As a teacher with over 16 years of education experience, there is much I can offer to the planning and implementation of policies that ensures the educational success of our children. Many of my goals are centered on providing our students with a rigorous curriculum that prepares them for the future. And technology is very much part of our students' future. Through the purchase and effective use of iPads and other devices in our classrooms, we are providing our students with the tools to navigate successfully in the technology-driven society. With upcoming textbook and series adoptions, I will support ones that are technology-friendly, align with the standards, and focus on the skills that our students need to learn in this ever-changing world. With all of the recent changes made in standards and testing, I have been impressed with the amount of cooperation shown from our teachers and staff as we've maneuvered through PARC, adopted the Digits program, and incorporated many new STEM activities. Education is constantly changing, and I am proud that our district continues to embrace and incorporate these changes into our classrooms. I thank you for allowing me this opportunity to share some of my beliefs and ideas with you today. I hope you are able to see that I am invested in our community. I want nothing more than to see our students succeed, and I ask for your support on April 4th.
Hello, everyone. My name is Al Herring, and I am running for a position on the New Lenox School District 122 School Board. I have lived and worked in the New Lenox community for over 35 years. During this time, I have volunteered for various community activities that were primarily through the United Methodist Church of New Lenox and through the New Lenox Park District. My wife, Linda, and I have had 3 children, Catherine, James, and Julie, who have attended and graduated from this district. They received a quality education and had a positive experience with District 122. I view serving on the board as a way that I can give back to the district and to the community. As a member of the school board, should I be elected, my role would be to work collaboratively with the other board members to assist in guiding the district through its future challenges. In addition, I would communicate my thoughts and ideas in a respectful manner while representing community members. Whether I agreed with the decisions of the board or not, I would support them as part of the District 122 team. I was inspired to run for the board when, after learning that 2 of the incumbents, Sue Smith and Pat Martino, were contemplating not seeking re-election, I decided to step up to the plate. I felt, based on my observations of them at board meetings, that I could come close to being like them as I gained experience. The loss of Sue and Pat will be a lot of experience to overcome. I believe I bring several positive traits to the board that I consider to be strengths. I believe if you spoke with my former coworkers, they would say that I was a good listener with an open mind who listens to all sides of an issue before making a decision. I was involved in education for 35 years, so I have had firsthand experience with many of the issues schools face. I enjoy working cooperatively with others, and I really enjoy when the students are in the spotlight for the good things that they do. My goals, should I be elected, are to work with the other board members in moving our district forward as it tackles current and future issues, to continue moving the district in a good direction, and as much as possible to be seen and not heard. I think that overall, the district continues to show good financial judgment and make good financial decisions. I think the district has kept financial cuts as far from the classroom as possible or away from the classroom as long as possible. I think the district has been proactive on issues that many schools face. For example, creating a 10-year rotation that addresses the maintenance and upkeep of facilities. I think there is a strong staff of people who care about students. I also believe the district has strived to keep up technologically in the classroom by phasing in specific hardware and programs that enhance, not replace, instruction in the classroom. The improvements that I think are needed are mostly related to facilities. I believe there remains some equipment in buildings that have long since passed their usefulness or effectiveness. I would like to see those updated as quickly as possible. I am encouraged by the aforementioned 10-year rotation plan and would like to see it through. I know there is only so much money to go around, so the challenge remains to balance the needs of the students with the upkeep of the facilities. In closing, I would like to thank the New Lenox Chamber of Commerce for hosting this event and for giving me and the other candidates the opportunity to participate in it. I would also like to say that I am encouraged by the number of candidates running for the school board. I believe it is indicative of the support the community has for our schools. Thank you.
Hello, my name is David Rush, and I am the parent of 2 children who attend the New Lenox School District 122. I am running for the New Lenox School District 122 School Board. My wife and I are both teachers in the area, and we specifically chose to move to New Lenox because of the reputation of both the elementary and high school districts. As a parent, community member, and school board candidate, I believe that the Board of Education can have a great influence on a school district. I was inspired to run for the New Lenox School Board after my school district just went through a contract negotiation. I saw firsthand the importance of a Board of Education working collaboratively with the teachers and the administrators. If elected to the board, I will be able to support the staff, students, and community. I plan to listen to the needs of the staff and the community and make informed decisions that center around what's best for the children of New Lenox School District 122. My qualifications that would help me serve as a school board member are that I have been involved in education for 13 years as a teacher. I've seen the decisions that school boards have made that have had positive effects and the decisions that have had negative effects on a school and a district. By working in a school, I feel like I will bring a great perspective on how decisions made by a school board can affect the staff, students, and the community members as well. I believe that the New Lenox School District is a fantastic school district with a great reputation, which is why I chose to move here with my family 5.5 years ago. It has high curricular expectations for the students. The staff does a great job with motivating and educating the students, and the district has adapted to the ever-changing landscape of education over the years. I want to see the district continue to maintain its prestigious reputation. My goals for the term of school board member would be to help the district continue to be one of the top elementary districts in the area and to improve and adapt with the educational changes that will undoubtedly be coming in the constantly changing world of education. I want to be supportive of the students, teachers, and administration and give them all the best opportunity to be successful in the school district. I realize that there is uncertainty in the state funding and there will be challenges. However, by working as a team with the board, administration, and teachers, we continue to support our young learners. I have lived in New Lenox for almost 6 years and chose to move here from my previous district because of what an outstanding school district we have in New Lenox. I would like to see this tradition continue and would like to help guide this process if elected. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Chad Hall, and I'm running for New Lenox District 122 School Board. I've been a resident in New Lenox for over 20 years. I've raised 2 children here in New Lenox, both of whom attended District 122 schools. My oldest is currently a sophomore at Lincoln Way West High School. My youngest is an 8th grader at Liberty Junior High and will be graduating this spring. When my kids were younger, I coached several different sports through the New Lenox Park District. I coached flag football and basketball through the Park District. I helped coach New Lenox Rebels baseball for a couple of seasons, and when my son moved on to travel baseball, I helped coach that team as well. So odds are some parents out there might recognize me because I've probably coached some of your children. I actually come from a family of educators. My stepmother has been a parochial school teacher for over 35 years. My 2 younger brothers are educators. My middle brother is a special education teacher at the Southwest Cook County Cooperative. My youngest brother, who recently graduated college, got his first teaching job nearby at Homer Hadley Middle School. So I understand the time invested to the students and the schools by the educators. I myself didn't take the educator route. I took the route of my father and became a plumber. I'm actually a 3rd-generation plumber. I've been a state of Illinois licensed journeyman plumber for over 25 years. I'm a vested and current member of Plumbers Union Local 130. Although plumbing is my trade, I'm familiar with many aspects of the construction industry. My first home here in New Lenox, like many other young adults moving to the area in the early 90s, was an owner completion home sold by the old lumber yard on Cedar Road. My second home here in town, which happens to have been my dream home, I built and general contracted from the ground up. I still live in that home to this day. With my construction experience, I feel I would be an asset to the District 122 School Board. With the board mostly consisting of bankers, lawyers, and teachers, I feel I would offer a fresh set of thoughts and ideas towards school board decisions. Having 12 schools in our district, 4 of which are more than 40 years old, there will be several major capital improvement projects coming in the near future. Just this summer, 2 complete roof tear-offs at 2 of our schools, Tyler and Bentley. And in the near future, HVAC system replacements in 4 of our oldest schools. With the proposed $60 million over the next 10 years in capital improvement projects, I feel that I'm the only candidate that offers knowledge, training, and experience in that substantial area of school board spending. I hope you agree, and I humbly ask for your vote on April 4th. Remember, Chad R. Hall for District 122, the last name on the front side of the ballot. Thank you.
My name is Karen Town, and I am running for a 2-year position on the Lincoln Way District 210 School Board because I am committed to ensuring that all of the students in our district continue to have great educational and extracurricular opportunities in the future, and the taxpayers have a strong voice on the board who will seek to protect their interests. I've lived in the district for nearly 17 years, and my husband, my son, and my daughter are all Lincoln Way grads, so I know the high schools offer an excellent education. While my children were attending high school, I was very involved and did a lot of volunteering for everything from madrigals to fundraisers to athletic boosters, and I loved every minute of it. But of course, when my youngest, my son, graduated in 2014, I became less involved in the schools. However, I continued to be deeply committed and concerned about the district. So when I learned about some of the problems facing our district, I decided that I would like to try to help. I have a master's degree in education and many teachers in my family, so I'm very passionate about education, and I believe that the schools are a huge asset to our community. I hope to bring back unity within the district. My husband grew up in New Lenox. My in-laws have owned a home in New Lenox for nearly 50 years, and I am very committed and involved in Peace Lutheran Church in New Lenox. So my ties to this community are very strong. However, I have friends in every part of the district, and I would like to see that all of us work together to ensure that the entire district can solve the issues that we face together. I have worked at Moraine Valley Community College in the Marketing Communications Department as a marketing specialist for the past 13 years. So I am well versed in higher education programs as well as the issues facing education. And I have a strong sense of what high school students need to be successful as they move on to their next step. I also have served as an adjunct faculty member at the college. Some of the skills that I will bring to the board, I believe, include the ability to monitor expenses. Prior to working at Moraine Valley, my husband and I owned a small business, so that was obviously an important skill then, and it would be important on the board as well. I have excellent communication skills and a willingness to ask tough questions. I possess strong project management skills, and I have a keen eye for attention to detail. In my position at Moraine Valley, I have worked on many teams, so I know that I could effectively work with the other members of the board to enact positive change for the district. My #1 priority is working to ensure that we continue to provide quality educational opportunities for all Lincoln Way students. I am also committed to rebuilding the trust between the community and the district by emphasizing transparency and open communication. I would like to see the development of committees where community members can offer up their ideas as well as expertise. I also believe that holding regular town hall meetings would be an effective way to increase and improve the communication with the community. I believe it is imperative for the board to provide proper oversight for the district's resources and to work with the administration to ensure that taxpayer dollars are spent efficiently, effectively, and with an emphasis on student success. We must address our financial issues to accomplish this. One of my priorities in this area is to develop a plan to rebuild our reserves so we can reduce our dependence on tax anticipation warrants, as well as look at what our options might be relating to the issues of our long-term bond debt. In addition, it is important that we implement a strong set of checks and balances over our finances. If elected, I will do my best to look out for the interests of our students and district residents. I would be honored to serve you on the Lincoln Way District 210 School Board, and I ask for your support on April 4th. Thank you.
Good evening. The Lincoln Way Board of Education oversees an annual budget that exceeds $100 million. Considering the financial state of the district and our inclusion on the state's financial watch list, it is imperative that we change the financial landscape of our district. I believe my financial experience, as well as my professional background, would be an asset to the Lincoln Way Board of Education and provide the necessary skill sets needed to address our financial problems. My name is Robert Ripp, and I'm a certified public accountant with over 25 years' experience. I'm running as an independent candidate for a 2-year seat on the Lincoln Way Board of Education. I'm hoping to earn your trust and your vote this April 4th. As I stated, I'm a CPA and operate my own accounting firm in Frankfort. I have extensive experience in financial reporting, budgeting, auditing, and financial analysis. For the last 2 years, I've examined numerous aspects of the district's finances. I regularly attend the board meetings and the finance meetings. I've spent many hours reviewing the financial records, and I have been a recent participant in Lincoln Way's 2-day strategic planning program, of which I was part of the finance division. Because of the time I've devoted thus far and my professional experience and my knowledge of the district's finances, I can assist in restoring the financial stability to the district. I'd like to give you a little background about myself. I'm an 18-year resident of the Lincoln Way area. My wife Stacy and I moved to this area in large part because of the school districts. We have 2 daughters. My oldest daughter is a 2013 graduate of Lincoln Way North and a 2016 graduate of the University of Illinois. My youngest daughter is currently a junior at Lincoln Way East. Both of my girls have been heavily involved in high school and have had exceptional educational, academic, and extracurricular experiences at Lincoln Way. As a district, we are fortunate to have extremely knowledgeable and dedicated teachers, as well as parents and families that are committed to ensuring our students succeed. I, Robert Ripp, would like to help our district in continuing to provide the academic and extracurricular excellence that Lincoln Way is known for. The challenge will be the ability to become financially stable without adversely affecting the students, the teachers, or the extracurricular opportunities. My main goal is to help restore financial stability to the district. I support restoring operating fund balances to eliminate the district's current over-reliance on tax anticipation warrants. I support timely and accurate budgets that fully account for future planned capital improvements and also provide for budgeted annual surpluses. I support the exploration and cultivation of new revenue sources, given the real possibility of a future property tax freeze from Springfield. I support reviewing all departments and expense line items to find cost savings opportunities without impacting the students. The district's current teacher contract expires next year. If elected, I support that future salary increases be tied to the Consumer Price Index. As a PTEL district, Lincoln Way's local revenue it receives is also capped at CPI. By limiting future salary costs to CPI, the district will be matching its largest expense, salaries, with its largest source of revenue, local property tax receipts. I also support a financial analysis of the district's major auxiliary services, such as transportation and food service, to determine if cost efficiencies can be realized. If you elect me to the 2-year seat, I will make consistent, informed, and fiscally responsible decisions. I will communicate with the public in a transparent fashion and strive to find new ways to improve community involvement. I'd like to thank the New Lenox Chamber of Commerce for the opportunity to speak with the community. I care about the students and the taxpayers of our district, and I am dedicated to helping the community in which I live. I have the necessary financial experience, the desire, and the commitment to help improve our district. Once again, my name is Robert Ripp, and I'm asking for you to vote for me for a 2-year seat at this April's election. Thank you.
I would like to thank the New Lenox Chamber of Commerce for providing this forum. Direct information and sharing of ideas has never been more important in the Lincoln Way High School District. This is the most impactful election on the ballot in the area. My name is Joe Kirking, and I've lived in the district for nearly 22 years with my wife, Julie. We chose to move to Lenox to raise our 3 children, Alex, Evan, and Jenna. All 3 graduated from Lincoln Way West. I completed both undergraduate and graduate school at Lewis University with a bachelor's degree in accounting and a master's degree in business administration. I've been very active in serving our community by volunteering my time and participating on boards, including the President St. Joe Medical Center, the Center for Disability Service, and the Council of Regents at Lewis University. I am also the past president of the Lincoln Way West Music Boosters and a past member of the Board of Education for the New Lenox Grade School District 122. I've been in the financial services industry for over 30 years, and I am currently the Executive Vice President for First Secure Bank. I am also an adjunct professor at Joliet Junior College in the Business Department. I believe education is the industry of our area. The K-12 experience through the Lincoln Way corridor is second to none in the south and southwest suburbs. Many people move to this area of the Chicagoland to give their children this opportunity. I am personally committed to sustaining this greatness for the next generation of families in our community. The events that have plagued the high school district have impacted all stakeholders. However, we need to focus on reputation, the fiscal soundness, and the education experience of our high school district. This will ensure a result everyone associated with the district will be proud of. I believe my experience, my commitment, and my passion on the subject make me a well-qualified candidate for this role. This is a very unusual and precarious time for our high school district. I have extensive experience in governance, complicated financial matters, including credit and finance, problem solving, strategic planning, complex budgets, and goal execution. All skills and experience currently needed on the Board of Education for District 210. And I enjoy the communication process. Establishing a direct dialogue and creating awareness about the key topics impacting our district is very important. In June of 2016, after volunteering for and serving on the district's Building and Finance Committee, I accepted an appointment to the Board of Education to fill one of the vacant roles. As many in our community were, I was feeling discouraged and upset with the direction of the district as it pertained to the financial situation and its impaired reputation. I was willing to offer my skills and experience to improve the situation however possible. Since then, we have made great strides in a short period of time, including creating an operating surplus, establishing improved audit and oversight functions, enhancing the budget process and timeliness, creating a strategic plan, and obtaining sales agreements for the excess of property owned by the district. These actions will assist in reducing the tax anticipation warrants used for short-term funding and improve the operational integrity of our district. In addition to the progress made in these areas, I would propose some of the following ideas if given an additional term on the board. First, I would like to enhance our view of revenue sources to include grants, sponsorships, strategic alliances, and a revenue-producing use for the North Building. Secondly, the expenses will need to be diligently monitored and managed. Each line item should be reviewed and prioritized. A zero-based approach to discretionary line items is an example of a way to enhance the expense management process. Finally, I would like to expand the use of our community members as a resource to the board and the district. In addition to our advisory boards for finance and planning, we should consider advisory boards focused on facilities, technologies, communications, and curriculum. Education at its core is a service-based industry. It is the employees that create the value generated by the organization. All the members of the Lincoln Way organization, including everyone employed by the district, are crucial to its continued greatness. As I travel throughout the Chicago area for my job, people ask me where I'm from. I answer, New Lenox, and they immediately talk about the great Lincoln Way High School District. It is great in many ways, academically, athletically, vocationally, and in the arts. The challenges we face are many. There are several additional financial obstacles in our future. They possibly include a property tax freeze, teacher pension shift, a restructuring of the state funding formula, and a rising short-term interest rate environment. Because of all these factors, we must display fiscal discipline, ensure operational integrity, augment the communication process, all while preserving the educational experience. It is time to select candidates who have displayed the experience, skills, and leadership needed to be successful in addressing these challenges. As I stated previously, this is the most important election in our area. Please ask questions, seek answers, and select candidates who can lead us through this crucial time in our district. The status of great is difficult to achieve, and even more difficult to sustain. When you cast your vote for the members of the District 210 Board of Education, I humbly ask for your support so we can work together for the continued greatness of our great district. Vote Joe Kirking for the 2-year term on the District 210 Board of Education. Thank you.
A school board is an extension of the community. With that understanding, all district decisions must be transparent with the entire community. Unfortunately, the 210 School Board has done the opposite. The results of ignoring the community has created a mistrust and has pitted one community against another. I believe the entire community must not only understand the issues facing our school district, but should also the district's reasons for making all these decisions. We have a community of untapped resources and experts that can help guide us through these difficult times. So when I learned of these serious problems District 210 was in, I felt an obligation to do something about it. My name is Gus Yakos, and I am running for a 4-year term on the Lincoln Way District 210 School Board. My passion has always been to help students learn and grow. I come from a long line of educators. My mother was an educator, she was a teacher. My wife also currently teaches in Frankfort, and I have been a high school teacher for 17 years, also serving as an activities director for 4 years. I have worked closely with not only students and staff, but with administration and Board of Education. As an activities director, I have a track record of saving thousands for my district and increasing revenues. I want to be an advocate for not only the students, but for the teachers. It often happens that their voices tend to be ignored when in reality, they are in direct contact with our kids every single day. Our team of 5 members are deeply committed to continue to provide the highest quality educational opportunities for our students. Our slate has a specific set of diverse skills that can help not only bring the community back working together, but also an action plan that will meet our short and long-term needs. On April 4th, the voice of the community will be heard. It's a clear decision to make. If you want a Board of Education that will involve the community in its decisions by sharing all of its true data and then asking for their input and solutions, then vote for me and the citizens of 210 Slate on April 4th. Our community, especially our kids, deserve the best. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Catherine Vasilakis Pleasant, and I am running for a 4-year term on the Lincoln Way District 210 School Board. I am a resident of Frankfort of 23 years. My husband and I have 3 sons together. We have a current sophomore at Lincoln Way East, a current senior at Lincoln Way East, and a 2014 graduate who attends Marquette University. A little information about my education. I have a Bachelor's of Business Administration in Public Accounting from Loyola University of Chicago. I have over 30 years of accounting or auditing experience. 21 years have been serving the public as in the Will County Auditor's Office, 16 of those years as Deputy Auditor. I am a certified government auditing professional. I currently am the recruiting chair for that organization, and I'm also a previous church board treasurer. My days are spent analyzing information and ensuring that our tax dollars are being spent properly. I work with all levels of administration and elected officials daily. My reason for running for the board is because I believe we need a fresh start at Lincoln Way District 210. My goals are to improve transparency and accountability. I plan on doing this by a couple different ways. First of all, I would like to put the school district's checkbook online. I believe that this is something that can be done rather quickly and pretty efficiently since all the information should already be out there. These are our tax dollars, and every one of us should know exactly how they are spent. And the second thing I would like to do is put into place a fraud hotline. Having a fraud hotline run by external sources is not very expensive. However, I believe the give back to the community is going to be huge, or possibly could be huge. Had we had a fraud hotline available in the past, some of the things that happened may have been already given to us prior to all this FOIAing information that we had done in the past. The third thing I would like to do is have budgets by school. I would like to see all the expenditures laid out by each school. This way we can see which schools operate more efficiently. This would be so any decisions can be made for the future with all the information in front of you. This is not by any means going to be used to cut anything. This is just informational purposes. If you run a corporation and you have 3 different states that your corporation is in, you'd like to know which one is doing better than the other. And that is what I'd like for the school district. I believe that having all these done will improve community relations. We also plan on doing a couple of other things to improve community relations. Having town hall meetings, having some committees. The people in our Lincoln Way community are very smart individuals. I think that having the input from the community, always the input from the community, and showing the community the respect that they deserve will, in turn, increase the trust. I would like a viable short and long-term plan for our schools. We have 4 assets. We need to figure out the best way to utilize those assets. In summary, I and the Citizens for 210 team believe we need a new type of school board. I humbly ask for your vote on April 4th. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Joe Kostek. I am a candidate for the 4-year term for the Lincoln Way High School District 210 Board of Education. I grew up in New Lenox and I'm a proud graduate of Lincoln Way High School from the class of 1990. I earned my finance degree at Loyola University, followed by my law degree at the John Marshall Law School. I've been in private practice for 20 years, the last 10 of which have been out here in Frankfort. Like many of you, my wife and I decided to move back to the area for the excellent grammar schools and the excellent high schools in the district. Despite the headwinds of the last 2 years, I remain just as confident in my decision now as I was then. I was appointed to the school board 9 short months ago in June of 2016. As an alumnus of Lincoln Way High School and a parent of children who will attend Lincoln Way in the future, I wanted to do my part to help my community where I live and work. During my short 9 months on the board, much progress has been made. We have passed a budget creating an operating surplus after years of deficit spending. We have established an audit and oversight functions. This has enhanced the budget process and, quite honestly, the timeliness in which we can create our budgets. We have approved, participated in, and have begun implementation of a strategic plan that was created with the participation of over 100 community members, faculty, and staff. We've obtained bids and sale contracts for the excess land owned by the district. We have implemented a new technology called Board Docs, which quite simply makes the information from the board meetings available to the community before the meetings, just as it is to us. All of these steps have put our district on a road to financial recovery and improved transparency with the community. However, despite these improvements, make no mistake, the road to financial recovery is long. Our financial problems occurred over the course of several years, and it will take several years to fix them. Despite these problems, which must be fixed, our high schools have maintained academic excellence, and they've even improved. Our graduation rate is at an all-time high of 97%. The composite ACT score is at an all-time high of 23.1. We are ranked in the top 10% of high schools in the state of Illinois, and quite simply, there are no better schools in Will County. Ladies and gentlemen, we must maintain the excellence of our schools. Should our schools fail or even become mediocre, the damage to the community will be nearly irreversible. However, if we maintain our excellence and grow our academic excellence, families will be attracted to the area and our communities will grow. This growth will be a large part of the financial solutions for our district. This is quite possibly the most important school board election to ever occur in our area. I humbly ask for your vote on April 4th, 2017, so that I can be and remain a part of the solution. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Dee Molinari, current board president of Lincoln Way 210, seeking your support for a 4-year term. I'm at number 5 on the ballot. A little bit about myself. I've been a resident of the Lincoln Way community for 20 years, married to Joe for 30 years. We have 4 children, 3 of which are Lincoln Way grads. Our last child is a freshman at Lincoln Way East. I have a marketing degree from the University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign, a master's degree in education, and a doctoral candidate in educational leadership, finishing in May of 2017. I am a former adjunct educator at Joliet Junior College. Currently, I am a director of a private preschool in Mokina. I came on the board through the appointment process in December of 2011. I worked briefly with Dr. Wiley as he announced his retirement 6 months into my board appointment. I was not involved in any of his employment contracts. The district's financial difficulties began before I came on the board, but I have been dedicated to stand through the challenges. So why do I want to continue as a school board member? because I believe in education, the value of an excellent education that Lincoln Way provides for our kids. Our students are prepared for life after high school. Our students' test scores are higher than they've ever been. Our dropout rates are the lowest. Despite our financial difficulties, the education for our kids has remained strong. I could have ran, but I stayed the course, and I'm asking for your vote. I am number 5 on the ballot. As the current board president, I've been instrumental in moving our district forward and creating transparency through various initiatives such as the creation of the Inspector General policy, pushing for engagement with stakeholders through the strategic planning process, developed the policy to create the Finance Committee, hiring new accountants, the agreed upon procedural audit, and the resolution for the findings, implementation of board docs, a new software system for staff use and for financial use, and a transparency page on the new district website. My platform is simple. I want to carry on the transparency initiatives begun and to look for additional measures to ensure transparency. The reduction of tax anticipation warrants is a high priority. However, the educational excellence Lincoln Way is regarded for cannot be compromised while addressing the finances. I bring the balance of understanding finances based upon my board experience and running a small business, and I bring the experience of understanding education. I believe in the good people of the Lincoln Way community. I appreciate the high regard that you all place on education. I am humbled to serve you, and I'm proud to be a part of Lincoln Way. Thank you. You can find more information on my website, molinari2017.com, and remember to punch 5 on April 4th for D. Molinari. Thank you.
My name is Aaron Janik, and I'm running for a 4-year term on the Lincoln Way 210 School Board. I've lived in Mokina for almost 9 years now, and I'm a married father of 3 children. My oldest will be a freshman next year at Lincoln Way Central. My wife, Molly, a lifelong resident of Mokina, graduated from Central herself. I currently serve as the Vice President of the Mokina 159 School Board. I was appointed to that board in July 2013, and then ran for re-election in April 2015. I'm a licensed attorney, having graduated from the John Marshall Law School in January 2008. While in law school, I served as a law clerk to a small boutique law firm that counted as its main client, the Chicago Teachers Union. As a law clerk, I assisted 4 attorneys in all aspects of the union's representation. After being sworn in as an attorney, I handled tenured teacher dismissal hearings, as well as paraprofessional discipline hearings. I left that firm in 2012 and went to work for the Illinois Fraternal Order of Police Labor Council as an in-house attorney. While there, I negotiated several collective bargaining agreements on behalf of local bargaining units, including the Frankfort and New Lenox Police Departments. In addition to negotiating the agreements, I handled post-contract administration, including arbitration and contract interpretation disputes. I currently serve as the executive director of MARBA, a multi-employer bargaining association in the construction and trade industry. I administer and negotiate collective bargaining agreements on behalf of 8 different trade associations in the 9-county Chicagoland area. I also handle a variety of other matters over my legal career, including criminal cases and real estate transactions. I've served as a volunteer coach for the Mokina Baseball Softball Association and the Mokina Park District. My wife and I decided years ago, when our family was expanding, to stay in the Lincoln Way area so our children would get the opportunity to experience a first-class education. We still have a long way to go before our youngest is through the district, and that is why one of the reasons I am running for a 4-year term on the Lincoln Way 210 School Board. We all know the district is facing some challenging times, and I figured I would offer my services to the voters of the district to be a part of the solution. I have 3 areas of focus that I would like to address during my term. 1, I want to preserve the academic excellence Lincoln Way has become known for. This will be done by involving all stakeholders within the district to ensure we are providing all students with the resources necessary to prepare them for post-high school, and doing so in an efficient manner. 2, I want to promote fiscal responsibility by ensuring internal controls are being adhered to and external advice is being sought from all stakeholders. I would also like to protect the district's reputation. Lincoln Way is a top 5% not only in the state, but also in the country. Test scores are at an all-time high. And the district was just ranked in one of the safest districts, if not the safest, in all of Illinois. These positive stories must be pushed forward so Lincoln Way is viewed as a positive rather than some of the negative that's been broadcast over the past years. I want to thank you for taking the time to watch and listen today, and remember to vote on April 4th, please, and don't panic, vote for Janik.
Hello, thank you for taking the time to watch and learn more about the candidates. My name is Chris Lucetti, and I'm running for a 4-year term on the Lincoln Way School Board. As a proud graduate of Lincoln Way and a 30-year resident of the district, I know the importance of a strong Lincoln Way to this community. As with most people in this community, my wife and I decided to raise our family in this district based on the stellar reputation of the schools. That is why when I learned about the financial difficulties of the district, I applied for one of the vacant board seats and was appointed to the board approximately a year ago. I'm running for the board because I know my professional experience will benefit the Board of Education in making sound decisions. I have worked for the past 20+ years as a portfolio manager in the financial services industry. I wanted to continue to help Lincoln Way recover from the financial challenges it faces while maintaining and enhancing the district's high academic standards. Despite the financial challenges, the educational quality continues to reach new achievement levels. This is a testament to the teachers, students, and families in this district. We need to reestablish the district's strong financial foundation to ensure that the district can deliver on its mission to provide the experiences and opportunities necessary to maximize the academic and social growth of the students. Most of the challenges the district faces are a result of the financial situation the district finds itself in after years of running operating deficits. A significant number of issues with the district's past financial management has rightfully led to a breakdown in the trust between the community and the board. The board needs to continue to increase financial transparency and community involvement to rebuild that trust. The immediate and long-term goal is to reestablish a firm financial footing in order to support the outstanding educational and extracurricular activities Lincoln Way offers. The focus needs to be on running the district efficiently and reducing expenses enough to convert deficits into operating surpluses. The district needs to run operating surpluses for many years to rebuild the district's depleted operating fund balances and reduce reliance on tax anticipation warrants. This will lead to the district getting off the financial watch list and improving the district's credit rating. Increasing the district's credit rating will be crucial in managing the district's long-term debt. The escalating future payment schedule on the outstanding long-term debt needs to be addressed. Given the steep increase in debt service payments in coming years, debt restructuring options need to be considered that would attempt to flatten future debt service payments. The overall long-term debt issue will need to be investigated with bond experts over the next year. Given the current financial situation of the district, I believe I have a valuable professional skill set that allows me to be a value-added member of the Board of Education. I have been very active and vocal in implementing change in the financial reporting and financial management practices of the district. I believe we have made progress and have established a financial foundation to build upon. As the district continues to go through the process of strengthening its fiscal health, I am qualified to continue to play a crucial role in establishing and communicating financial expectations and monitoring the financial performance of the district. I will work with the community to establish a long-term strategic plan for the district and set budget priorities accordingly. That is why I'm asking you to consider voting for me on April 4th, 2017. Thank you for your consideration.
Good evening. I would like to thank the entire New Lenox Chamber of Commerce for the opportunity to speak to you this evening. My name is Chris Kozel, and I am a Christian, a proud graduate of Lincoln Way High School, a husband, a father of 3, and a lifelong resident of New Lenox. And I am the only New Lenox resident who is on the 4-year ballot. I stand here today as a candidate representing the entire district. I am not one of the candidates looking to close another school, as we have suggested. I stand by Lincoln Way as a 3-school district, west, central, and east, until the population and financial situation warrants a reopening of the North Campus. I stand as a defender of taxpayers' rights and an advocate for its students. I have on countless occasions defended anyone's right to speak their opinion in public forums. But now is the time we need to move the narrative on Lincoln Way to our accomplishments, while continuing to correct our deficits with hard work, transparency, and the cooperation of our taxpayers, community, faculty, staff, and the students of our Lincoln Way Community High School. There is a narrative
that is blasted by some candidates in the Chicago-based media. That is anything but flattering. Yet the past few years, we have seen some remarkable achievements made by this institution and its students, from state titles in athletics, national recognition of all of our schools, a graduation rate approaching 100%, and even being ranked the #1 safest school in Illinois. These accomplishments, along with the countless others, are due to the passion that the people in the community have. That passion for Lincoln Way is infectious and palpable, no matter where you live in the district or what school you attend. Unfortunately, the method in which this passion has been expressed by some is not only always beneficial to our kids and our district. There have been lawsuits filed and inflammatory articles written and grandstanding during public meetings, and for some, an us versus them theme. Taking a step back, one can look at most things in life as a glass half full or a glass half empty. I always strive to choose the glass half full, just as I prefer to build my own children up rather than tearing them down. This allows me to ensure that my words and actions move things in a positive manner. Do not think that I believe deficiencies should be sugar-coated. It just means that every negative issue needs to be brought fully and accurately in full, transparently, with a solution or process to arrive at a solution. This April, you will have a choice to tear down what Lincoln Way stands for and drag its name further through the mud, as some candidates have, or join me in lifting Lincoln Way up to new heights. I respectfully ask for your vote to build Lincoln Way up in a constant state of improvement, hard work, transparency, and with the community as a whole. Thank you again to the Chamber, and remember, Chris Kozel, last on the ballot, first for Lincoln Way.
Hello, my name is Bill McCullum, and I'm a candidate for trustee on the New Lenox Fire Protection District Board. First, I would like to thank the Chamber of Commerce for hosting the Candidates Night for all these years. It's so important to vote in these elections, and it's even more important to get to know the candidates who would serve you when elected. I am a lifelong resident of New Lenox Township, currently residing in Section 2 unincorporated New Lenox Township with my wife Kathleen and our granddaughter Gianna. Like so many residents in New Lenox, I have an avocation to serve. I was a founding member of the New Lenox Fire Foundation, and I served 2 consecutive terms as a director. I continue to serve the Fire Foundation as an associate member, and I'm active in their fundraising efforts, Proud American Days, Controlled Burn Event, and community pancake breakfasts. It was through my affiliation as a foundation director that I became interested in becoming a fire district trustee, the post that I currently serve. I am old enough to remember the day when the fire department flooded skating ponds, changed light bulbs on football fields, and rescued the occasional cat in a tree. In those days, you could see the fire department everywhere, not only protecting lives and property, but also providing a value-added service behind the scenes. I am proud of the tradition of service our early volunteer firefighters created for us. Today, I have seen our community progressively grow over the years in commercial properties, industrial parks, the Silver Cross Hospital, and of course, our residential subdivisions. Throughout all this growth, our fire district has performed an exceptional service in saving lives, providing the property protection and incident management, all while continuing to maintain one of the lowest tax rates in Will County. I know how critical it is to maintain this high standard of service while operating within budget constraint. Today we have a need for more sophisticated life-saving equipment and state-of-the-art fire engines to retire the trucks that are at the end of their useful life. There is also a need to plan for the potential construction of a new fire station where we are currently deficient. I fully intend to continue our partnership with the Fire Foundation in purchasing life-saving equipment and to work with the Village of New Lenox Township, and Will County in our common mission goals and through the subdivision control process. I have been impressed at the level of camaraderie I see amongst our firefighters, and I am thoroughly supportive of our fire chief's program for maintaining highly trained firefighters, professional code officers, and support staff. I support the development of comprehensive plans to best utilize all of our current assets. I will strive to find the innovative funding sources to meet these needs. I believe that I have the qualifications to do this. I served one term as New Lenox Township trustee, 2001 to 2005, 2 terms as New Lenox Township supervisor from 2005 to 2013. I have more than 21 years of experience of public administration working with the New Lenox Park District. I have 17 years of real estate management experience, MAC Real Estate Development, from 2000 until the present. I currently serve on the Will County Historic Preservation Commission. After becoming a trustee on the Fire District Board, I immediately attended the Illinois Association of Fire Protection Districts educational conference, and I received the Certificate of Completion in Advanced Trustee Training. I believe that New Lenox has the best public services, public organizations, schools, library, parks, and I have a deep respect and appreciation for the fire district, its tradition, fire service, and everything that it represents. After serving on the Fire District Foundation Board and as a fire district trustee, I have gained knowledge regarding the strengths and needs of the district. I feel privileged to utilize my knowledge and my experience to move the fire district progressively forward in sync with our community. And I ask for your vote on April the 4th. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Tom Sauter, and I am running for re-election as trustee for New Lenox Fire Protection District. I have been a trustee on the fire board for 8 years. My wife Karen and I are graduates of Western Illinois University, where I received a business degree in accounting. I recently retired from a job that I was at for 30 years. My positions at that facility were vice president and chief financial officer. I got involved with the fire department when I was asked by a couple of my friends who happened to be trustees at the time, Bob Fronick and Glenn Crone, and they asked if I would fill a vacancy. Initially, I thought I didn't want to get involved in that. But as I drove home, I started thinking that when my daughter was 1.5 years old, she had febrile convulsions and seizure, and the fire department came and helped transport her to the hospital. I talked to my wife, and we decided that even though we're taxpayers, the fire department was there for us, and that we owed them, that we should be there for them. So I agreed to become a trustee. Ironically, both my friends, Bob Fronick and Glenn Crone, have resigned from the board. I'm also running to ensure that the department continues to make the great strides they've made since the current board has been there. We have made mass improvements in personnel, equipment, and we want to continue doing that. So by maintaining the current board, we feel we'll be able to get that done. The biggest problem facing our department today is that most of the taxpayers of New Lenox will never need the services of the Fire Protection District. Me, on the other hand, I've had to use it twice. Once with my daughter when she was 1.5, and just recently myself when I was transported to Silver Cross because I was suffering from sepsis. I want to have the fire department to be able to be there for everyone and to respond as quickly as they did for me. In the fire service, there are really 3 key elements in providing the necessary services for people in need. First and foremost is response time. Response time is crucial to get to the place as soon as possible. Response time is obtained through good communication and from station location. As the village of New Lenox continues to grow and the district grows, it is the board's responsibility to continue monitor the station locations and determine if and when additional stations might be needed. Personnel. You can have the best response time in the world. Without the properly trained and equipped personnel, you can't get the job done. So we strive to continually have our personnel under training and get continuing education. Our biggest problem in this area is that we compete with our neighbors, Homer Glen, Mokina, and Frankfurt, to obtain these individuals and to retain them. Our tax revenues currently barely cover the cost of our personnel, unlike Homer Glen, Mokina, and Frankfurt. Homer Glen, Mokina, and Frankfurt have approximately 33% more revenue than we do. Frankfurt has approximately 50% more. So we're constantly looking for sources of revenue to ensure that we are able to man and equip the people properly. As a trustee, I will always strive to see that we find the resources needed to accomplish our goal. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Bill Thompson. I'm an incumbent commissioner on the New Lenox Park District running for re-election on April 4th. When I first joined the board, my commitment was to ensure that the quality program that's been afforded to the residents of New Lenox was continued. I saw firsthand how my family benefited from these through the participation of my children in the programs and myself as a volunteer coach. I want to ensure that the best programs are available to the taxpayers on a go-forward basis. I'm proud to say over my time on the board that my goal remains steadfast. We've seen new parks open and program participation increase. In regards to the parks, it's the goal of the Park District to offer as many as we can to the residents of New Lenox and make sure that they're kept in good standing. The parks we have today were built with tax dollars, grant monies, and developer donations. As you drive around town, you'll see new home development improving, which is great because tax dollars represent about 45% of our budget. Over the past 2 years, the Park District has seen its funding reduced, though, and that's because the bond that was related to the golf course was paid off, which is fantastic. However, as we look at the issues that are going on in Springfield, there's a high probability that we're going to see some tax funding matters that are going to impact all government agencies, including the Park District. However, I believe my background as a corporate banker for the last 25 years and the financial skills that I've honed over that time will be an asset to the board in making some tough decisions that may have to come through. I hope they don't, but I'm prepared to do that if we have to. I want to address a few items that have been out in the newspapers recently. And one is in regards to transparency. I know that's an issue that's in regard to a few other contested elections, but not the Park District. Our meetings are open to the public. Our board meetings are shown here on Channel 6. Our staff is always available to meet with the residents, any concerns that they have. So, additionally, our financial information since 2010 is on our website, as well as the board meeting minutes from 2013 to today. In regards to out-of-district fees, this is something that I've been focusing on. Out-of-district fees is where we charge individuals who are not residents of the New Lenox Park District an extra fee. In fact, in some athletic associations, there's a threshold on how many children could come in, and then if it exceeds that fee gets accelerated. Recently, someone brought the idea that we should eliminate those fees in the cap. I am not in favor of that. I think there's a lot of negative downside if that was to happen. It would have increased costs to the Park District. It would potentially limit the amount of playing time that the residents who pay for the Park District for their children to be involved in the activities. And additionally, there's some additional expenses that would be placed on the maintenance of the fields. So if this is ever brought up, I think the way that we have it set up today is the perfect way to go. Just so you understand my commitment to the community, I'm also involved with Cub Scouts and Boy Scouts. For the last 12 years, I've been a leader. And for the last 10 years, I've been the coordinator and chairman of the New Lenox Scouts Food Drive, where I have the very fortunate opportunity to work with over 700 children and teaching them how to help their fellow citizens. As you drive through town and you see some signs for my re-election, my name will also be with my fellow commissioner, Ted Schultz. Ted and I have decided to join forces and run together because we share the same core values of make sure that we keep the Park District going strong. I would hope that on April 4th you see the value that Ted and I have done so far and that we still have more work to do, and we hope that we can do that for you over the next 4 years. So on April 4th, we would really appreciate your vote. Thank you.
So I'd like to start off by thanking the Chamber of Commerce and New Lenox TV6 for hosting this event. This is a genuine asset to the community, and it's a true service. So thank you both for doing this. My name is Kevin Shannon. I am a candidate for the New Lenox Park District Board of Commissioners. I served on the board for the New Lenox Soccer Association for the last 6 years, and for the last 4 years I've served as president. During that time, I've been involved with several initiatives to grow and advance the organization. I started a new program for 3 to 5-year-old players to develop soccer skills. Working with fellow board members, I organized the purchase and worked with NLSD 122 and the Park District to install a new storage facility at Spencer Fields. And I've organized our annual spring picnic and recreational soccer tournament, which with the help of other board members has become a great event for the kids of our community. I decided to run for this position because when I moved to New Lenox 17 years ago, there was a demand for a community rec center. And here we are, we still have no rec center. I understand that a lot of things have changed in the community since then, and I understand that funding for these large improvement programs can be difficult to come by. The current board sought to address this using a referendum to increase the tax rate, or using their argument to keep the tax rate the same. In my opinion, the problem there was the board asked for a blank check. There was little discussion about the projects the community wanted the most and where the money would be spent. There was advertising with all the wonderful things that the Park District could do, but there was no hard plan or concrete design that told the community what the Park District would do. I've heard a lot of frustration expressed during the Park District board meetings relating to the demand for more facilities and failed attempts to raise the tax rate. To me, this represents a disconnect between the board and the community. The community wants a rec center and/or water park, swimming pool, and we want it without raising taxes. That means it's incumbent on board members to find a way to make that happen. This means we need leadership that is dedicated to solving the problem. We need a candidate who has the creativity and determination to find a way to make that happen. I believe I'm that candidate because I have the experience, the motivation, and the dedication to get things done.
Hi, my name is Ed Tatro, and I'm seeking your support for re-election to the New Lenox Library District. I have served in the past since 2005 when I was appointed and then elected twice. So I am in my 12th year on the library board. I'd like to tell you a little bit about myself, my background, and then again look at what our challenges are with the library district and what I hope to be able to accomplish as a trustee for the people of New Lenox. First of all, I've lived in New Lenox since 1960 when my parents moved here. I'm a graduate of Lincoln Way High School. I was thinking about that the other night. I think the first elected office I ever had was treasurer of the sophomore class. Went on to Joliet Junior College and then on to Northern Illinois University. At Northern Illinois University, I received three degrees, or actually 3 advanced degrees, a master's, an educational specialist, and a doctorate. My master's was in counseling psychology, my educational specialist was in finance, and my doctorate is in educational leadership. I began my career as a teacher in the Joliet School District, moving to New Lenox in 1971. Arnold Tyler hired me to be a guidance counselor and set up a guidance program for the grade school system. At that time, we were recognized by the state of Illinois as one of the outstanding elementary guidance systems. I went on to be principal at Tyler School. There, we were one of the first schools in New Lenox, along with Bentley, to be recognized as a Blue Ribbon School of Excellence, where I was the principal of that school. My last 7 years in the district, I was assistant superintendent and associate superintendent. I spent 31 years here in New Lenox working for the people of New Lenox. It's been a great community to live in. It's a great community to raise my children in. All my kids went through the New Lenox schools and through the Lincoln Way High School. All of them went on to get college degrees and even advanced degrees. My oldest daughter is an MD. I'm very proud of her. She's in her 12th year in the U.S. Army. Had 3 tours of duty. So our family is really embedded here in New Lenox, and New Lenox has been a great community. As I retired, I went on to Lewis University, worked for 7 years as a director of their master's program in elementary education. Also at that point, I felt like it was time to give something back to the community, and so I did apply for the opening at the New Lenox Library District and was selected back in 2005. My other experiences in New Lenox, I've been a coach. I've been coached soccer, softball, baseball, been an officer in all those organizations, was a wrestling coach. So I've got to know the community really well. I'm very active at Trinity Lutheran Church and also in the New Lenox Historical Society. Recently completed a 80-year history of the New Lenox Library and reported it out to the Historical Society at our recent meeting at the New Lenox Library. Also have done the history of Trinity Lutheran Church and I'm on that board. I also have been on the historic board as well. As far as being on the New Lenox Library District Trustee or being a trustee, the biggest challenge has been the finances, and all of us and the public sector have realized how much the tax cap has impacted our system. And if it weren't for some of the growth, which we really welcome here in New Lenox, but when it controlled, and I think our village has done a great job doing that, but it's always a challenge, and that challenge has impeded us in a number of ways. We have been sometimes unable to retain highly qualified people. An example of that is we've been through 3 young, dynamic, and really good directors, and I certainly don't blame them for moving on to better pastors where they were able to get higher salaries, but that's been an impact of it. While at the same time we have introduced technology and have one of the best systems around in terms of our digital media lab, where many things can be done to serve the community. At this point, I'd like to kind of wrap it up. I think my 12 years of experience on the board, hiring people and hiring directors and guiding the finances have served well. I'd like to continue to do that. I would appreciate your support. New Lenox has been good to me, and I want to give that back. I am very proud to be a person from New Lenox and happy to be here. I know all the educational leaders, I know the leaders in the community, and I know that we can work together for the best library possible here in New Lenox. Please support me in the upcoming election on April 4th. Thank you.
Hello, New Lenox. It's me, Linda Evans. I've been a resident of New Lenox for 40 years, and I am running for re-election as a trustee to the New Lenox Library Board. My background, I'm a retired teacher. I taught in Chicago and Oak Forest. I taught kindergarten, 1st grade, 4th grade, and then I became a school librarian the last 20 years, and then I became school librarian and media center lab. My last teaching was in an early childhood pre-K kindergarten building, and I did library classes for all the little ones, and I taught beginning computer skills to the kindergartners, which is very interesting. I have 3 grown children of my own: Michael, my oldest, Christine, my daughter in the middle, and my son Scott. Michael and Scott both live in New Lenox. All of my children went to the New Lenox schools. All my children are brilliant, and I'm so happy that we came here and lived here. I love this town. My son Michael and Mel, his wife, have 5 children in our schools right now. And my son Scott has 4 children, 3 in the schools, 1 just graduated now. And then my daughter, both my boys are in police work. My daughter is a teacher in Serena, Illinois. She lives in Montgomery, Illinois, and her and her husband, Brian McMahon, have 2 little boys. So I like children. I love libraries and I love books. So basically, that's why I do what I do. I think our library is outstanding. I'm committed to help it stay that way. This library district, we had our meeting Monday night, our board meeting, and we found out that our constituency, our total district population is 40,733, which amazes me because I didn't think it was that big. We take in most of New Lenox and the unincorporated New Lenox Township and some parts of Mokina and Union School District, and used to have a little of Joliet, but I think they annexed it. I'm not quite sure on that one. Our biggest problem in the library is funding because of the tax caps, but we've been working hard and trying to do different things. We have fundraisers. We have the Friends of the Library who have done a spring gala every year. In fact, April 8th is the spring gala at the library, and it's for adults, and we have hors d'oeuvres and drinks and silent auctions, raffles, and a lot of artisans and things. It's a lot of fun. If you can come, we could use your help. We also, as a board, had started our ghouls and golf. And it's fun. That's really fun. That's for families and on Halloween, and everybody comes and everybody leaves happy, so it's a great day. As far as the creativity, we're trying to figure other kinds of funding for the library. I personally have been thinking so much about looking for grants, and we encourage our librarian and them to look for grants, but maybe business partners, maybe even people who would give us endowments. Elmer Wilhelm, who was our president for a long time, and his wife Tilly, they passed away, and he left us a nice endowment for the library in his will, and it really helped with our media lab, and we're doing new things in the children's section, and any little extra thing we can get, we can use for the library, and that's what we want to do. Finally, I want to tell you that www.newlenoxlibrary.org is the website of the library, and this is our new library handbook, and you can get that if you go there or online, but please go online and look at the services. I don't know if you know that we have homebound library delivery services now, and we also have something called lynda.com, not me, but it is a thing we have purchased, and you can use it from home. And it's a video tutorial to teach you web development or Excel or many things, so you can teach yourself a lot of things from that. We also have large print books, digital books, and please come to the library, use it, it's for you. Our digital lab is out of this world, just out of this world, and she can teach you a lot of things and how to switch photos and do things. So please vote for me because I love to stay on the library. Thank you.
Hello. My name is Dave Medema, and I'm running for the office of New Lenox Township Road Commissioner. I would like to thank Channel 6 and the Chamber of Commerce for allowing me to speak here with you today. I currently work for the Homer Township Road District, where I've been employed for 15 years. I'm a current trustee here in New Lenox Township, and I also have a degree in business. As a trustee, I have heard many concerns from township residents, which have led to my decision to run here. Good quality service is what the residents deserve, and it is what they will receive under my leadership. The road district plays an integral part of a four-part scenario. Every road in our township is operated and managed by the state, the county, the village, and then the fourth, it would be the township. I have established a working relationship with all the leaders that work in these areas to address, fulfill, and meet the needs and concerns of all of our residents. I have received the endorsement of Representative Margot McDermott, County Board members Ray Tuminello and Tom Weigel, and also Mayor Tim Balderman. In addition, I have received the unanimous endorsement of the Will Grundy County's Building Trades Council as I embark on this new endeavor. As Highway Commissioner, we need these working relationships to further the transition for the capital improvements coming up this summer, the coming year, and the near and distant future. As we move forward in the coming year, there are shovel-ready projects such as the Spencer Road and Laraway Road intersections, as well as the Parker Road and Route 6 intersections. There are many more projects within the township coming up as well. There are exclusive township projects like road resurfacing and many flood and drainage control issues that need to be addressed. I believe this is a public service opportunity. And as such, I will create a website for the road district that brings the workings of the office into full view of the taxpayers. This will give all residents the ability to know what we do as a road district and where your tax dollars are being spent. I will implement a program for the residents to file a form online as to any issue or concern that they may have. All questions and concerns will receive a response directly from me within 24 to 48 hours. Making myself available to the residents is important. I want you all to know you will have a voice at the road district. If you cannot meet with me at the office, then I will meet with you at your home. As part of making myself available, there will be late office hours for those who work during the day but would like to meet with me in the evening. If those hours still do not meet your need, I will contact you and set a day and time that does. Your concerns are my priority. As Highway Commissioner, I firmly believe that reaching out and establishing relationships helps significantly in the process of serving our community. It is for this reason I come to you today. It is for this reason that I ask for your vote on April 4th. Thank you for listening, and if you have any questions, feel free to contact me through my email at medimadave@gmail.com or my current website, www.votedavemedema.com.
Hi, my name is Ron Sly, and I'm a candidate for the office of New Lenox Township Highway Commissioner in the upcoming April 4th election. First, let me thank the Chamber and Channel 6 for giving me the opportunity to address the voters of New Lenox. During this campaign, I've learned that many residents are unaware of the duties and responsibilities of the Township Highway Commissioner and how those duties affect our residents, especially those living in the unincorporated areas of New Lenox. The Highway Commissioner, or Road Commissioner, as some people prefer to call it, is solely responsible for the maintenance of roadways throughout the township which do not fall under the jurisdiction of government bodies such as the village, county, or state of Illinois. This maintenance includes snow removal, pavement patching, roadside drainage improvements, mowing of right-of-ways, and installing signage with the approval of the county board, just to name a few. The township currently maintains roughly 65 miles of roadways. In addition, the Commissioner secures bids and manages contracts for road paving and other large-scale projects. Some of these projects, such as the improvement and signalization of intersections or bridge replacements, are done in conjunction with the county and the state. Areas of the township which are incorporated into the villages of New Lenox, Mokina, Homer Glen, or the city of Joliet receive similar maintenance services from those agencies. Now that I've touched on the duties and responsibilities of the Highway Commissioner, let me address why I feel that I'm the best qualified candidate for this office. I served the Village of New Lenox Public Works Department for 35 years, starting out as a laborer and working my way up to superintendent, a position which I held for 21 years, performing and managing all aspects of construction and maintenance for the village. Of significant importance to this election are those aspects which mirror the duties of the Highway Department. Pavement patching, ditch regrading, street light and sign maintenance, to name a few, were all performed either personally or under my supervision as the situation required. However, the most important service we provided was snow and ice removal, as we witnessed this morning, the morning of this taping. This for the safety and convenience of our residents. As most people will attest, snow removal service in New Lenox is second to none. This level of service was achievable through careful planning and preparation, followed by routine reviews to measure its effectiveness. I believe that under my leadership, the Highway Department will continue to provide this high level of service. Another significant function I served with the village was the oversight of the majority of major construction projects which the village undertook. These projects include the development of New Lenox Commons, construction of the Village Hall, where we're taping right now, and bringing Lake Michigan water from Tinley Park to New Lenox. This experience in bidding and managing contracts led me to my current job as an estimator with Bisping Construction. At Bisping, I had the pleasure to work on many public and private projects such as the Will County Sheriff's Station, Joliet Central High School's expansion, and several Joliet Junior College expansions, as well as the recent extension of Nelson Road here in New Lenox. Working in the private sector after so many years on the public side, it gives me a unique insight into the way projects should be packaged up and in order to get the best value for our taxpayers. While I thoroughly enjoy the work I do, my true calling is working with the public, hence my decision to seek this office. I believe you, the taxpayers, deserve to have the most qualified person serving in this position. That's why I'm asking for your vote. And for those voters who live in the incorporated areas of the communities, please understand that you're also affected financially by the decisions of the Highway Commissioner. So please get out and exercise your vote. If you have any questions or simply want additional information, please visit my website, ronsly4newlenox.com, or my Facebook page, Ron Sly for New Lenox Township Road Commissioner. Again, I'm Ron Sly, and I'm asking for your vote on April 4th for New Lenox Township Highway Commissioner.